Also get the backup list. Oh, I don't have to get it right away. Let's start this up. Go to drawing. I really should sit down and try and add more routines, and of course more, or actually add some emotes. That would be good. I still got a lot to do for this whole Twitch thing. Okay. Let's fix that stretching a little bit. Come on. Come on. Please. Okay, so it does work somewhat. Man, one of these days, I'll be able to start totally cleanly. But today isn't that day. Alright, now let's get some non-background music on. So y'all have something to listen to, and I got something to listen to too. You gonna cooperate with me today, Streamlabs? Or you're gonna be a naughty little thing? I hope you're not gonna be naughty, because that's gonna be a pain for me if you are. Maybe today you also won't even try and be really slow. That's a possibility. An exciting possibility. Come on, mouse. I know you can do this. I have seen you do this before, mouse. You are not that far gone. You can't fool me. You can't fool me, mouse. Dumb little mouse. You big dummy mouse. Come on. I'm not asking that much of you, mouse. I'm just asking you to scroll down so I can see what I'm trying to mute. Really gonna make me do this, mouse, live on stream? I see how it is. Alright, fine. You wanna play like that? I can play like that. Nope. Come on. No. Bad mouse. Bad computer. Okay, almost there. Oh my god, mouse. Just bring me to the background music so I can mute that and turn on my own music now. Mouse. Come on, I know you're not this useless. Also, I'm so sorry to whoever's in chat right now just watching me try to wrestle with Streamlabs. I promise I will actually be getting to drawing today. Oh, damn it, I saw it a second. Mouse. For the love of God, mouse. Now you can't hide from me. There we go, I muted it. Finally, gosh. Right now let's turn on some music. Please play music for me. What website radio thingy? I am but a humble cave rabbit, and I need something to listen to. So while I'm here, let's grab one of these, because I don't remember how this meme looks like, and if I'm gonna be making dumb jokes with my drawings, I better make them good dumb jokes. Okay. Alright, if that's how you want me to do that. Let's see, what other station can I try? Let's try this station. Will that one work? Who knows? It is a mystery. Okay, let's grab one of these pictures because we're gonna need it. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Let's put this on a new layer. Okay, and how you doing on that music I'm asking for, computer? You think you can handle that? I hope so. Wow, you can't do anything there either. Okay. Alright, let's just do something that I know you can do then. Where's lo-fi? There's lo-fi. Okay, I know you can tube safe, so don't try and tell me otherwise. Okay, now finally 10 minutes into the stream. Let me get started on this. Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. 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 Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Excuse me. Alright. So I don't know who you are, lone viewer, but thanks for sticking with me, and I promise that it'll get a little more interesting from here on in, hopefully. Basically, today I am drawing my friend here. Her name is Bridgey Ninamori. She's also a VTuber. She's a little halfling that got turned into a Lich. She's fun. She's not going to be able to be here for this part of the art stream, so just doing it for her, and then later on I'll be able to show the full thing to her. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's start the shading process. Shading is always one of my favorite and least favorite parts of the whole thing, because I'm not particularly good at it. You know, let's say that the light source is gonna come in from... I guess it would make the most sense for the light to be coming in from, like, this direction. Huh? Oh. From this direction. So that means, like, light's coming down here. There'll be a little more shadow over here and down here. Yeah, I can do that. Also, my computer does this really fun thing where I don't always know if it's going to be playing the next song until it happens. But so far, doing good. Alright. Let's get up nice and close. And where should I start? I can start on the skin. Skin's usually a good place. Yeah, lo-fi always makes me think a little bit of shows like Steven Universe. And, like, I've always enjoyed Steven Universe. It's not like it's always been a good show, it's got a lot of problematic elements. But I mean, what doesn't? It was still a very important part of its time, and honestly just a very important part of my, like, cryptid college years. Got a lot of fond memories of it. Let's see, is this coming through? I probably don't need to do... Oh, hey, Obsidia! Welcome, welcome. Make yourself at home. Today I am going to... See, is that coming through? Today I'm going to be continuing and ideally finishing Bridgey's piece, and then, I don't know, I might be able to get started on something new, which feels like it could be pretty exciting. I don't know what it's gonna be if I get there, but we'll see. I got plenty of time, so... But how have you been today, Obsidia? Only good, I hope. Thanks for the encouragement. I feel pretty confident that I can do that. Cracked neck. I'm good, just finishing up work for the day. Nice, nice, nice. I don't know if this is, like, too personal a question, so if it is, don't feel like you have to answer it by any stretch, but what kind of thing do you do for your work? If that's something you want to talk about. I know a lot of people like to share their job, but plenty of people also just would rather forget about it when they're off the clock. Okay, so Bridgey, her blush is kind of like ashen instead. Oh, you do global anti-age. Oh, that's really cool. That is really cool. I'm flattered to have attracted such a important person into my chat. You do some good work. I've fortunately... Well, still, you're involved in some very important work. And I know that it's definitely something that is still a major struggle in many parts of the world. But even though I've never been firsthand affected by it, or anyone in my immediate life affected by it, I mean, I feel like as a member of the LGBT community, I have a certain sense of indebtedness to anyone who is in that kind of field, because, like, for so long that was just the LGBT community's problem. So I feel like it's kind of hard to separate the two. But I am very, I'm not sure if comforted is the right word, but I'm glad to know that there are still good people working on that stuff. You know what? Let's take care of Bridgey's blush. Major issue, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, so that is my focus point. Oh. do you mainly focus on like international work, uh, I guess I don't really know. I mean, I literally only know you from your internet presence, so I can't. Okay, I figured because like I don't know what the time zone difference would be for someone actually watching from sub-Saharan Africa, but I imagine it would be fairly late in the evening. Okay, so yeah, I figured as much. All right, so Bridgie's got I like what she did with her look. She's got, instead of a more standard pinkish sort of blush, she has this kind of ashen gray. I think it creates a nice contrast. But yeah, I wouldn't sell yourself short. In that kind of, from my experience with my partner who's also in the medical field, although not in the same specific kind of field, like literally every part of the medical profession is interlocked. So whatever it is that you do for your organization, it's still important, and you shouldn't sell yourself short on your contribution. No problem. I remembered back when I went to Cryptid College, there was a whole bunch, or not like a whole bunch, but because my theater course focused in specifically on the intersection of performance art uh, and like social justice kind of issues, that we did a whole bunch of stuff with the AIDS crisis. We had people coming in who were like specifically focused on the preventative care aspect of things. We did fundraisers where we performed stuff from Angels in America. It was, I always remember those because that was some of the most emotionally intense theater that I did during my time there. Okay, yeah, that'll do. Have you ever seen or heard of Angels in America before? It's it's a little old at this point, just in terms of when it came out, but I feel like it was one of the most significant. Uh, right, so uh, Angels in America, I feel like, is one of the most significant parts of American media reaction to the AIDS epidemic, written contemporary. What's the word? Contemporary, not contemporary. Contemporaneously. Yeah, that's it. Written at the same time. I think it was, if I remember the author right, it was originally done by Tony Kushner, but essentially it is the story of how the AIDS crisis affects people through a couple of very specific individuals. So you have like you have like an out gay couple, you have a closeted one, you have like the spouses and partners of these people. You even have more like antagonisty people, like the closeted politician who is still actively trying to sabotage the queer community, even as they too suffer from AIDS. But I think what made it a little more palatable, at least in terms of dealing with the severity of it, is it goes the magic realism route. So, like, there are actual angels that show up in this play. There is a character who is a reincarnation of themselves from, like, I think, colonial period America. Like, the character's name is Prior, so literally it is the current Prior and the prior that show up. There's this figure that only the spouse of one of the characters dealing with having AIDS is able to see, who is like this travel agent who is trying to sell them this trip to Antarctica, which ends up being like this internal metaphor for their drug use. It is a very fascinating show, and if you ever get the chance to see it live, that's obviously ideal, because like, theater is a living organism. The best way to see it is live, if possible. But if you can't see it live, there is, I'm sure, a lot of good recordings of it online. There's also just like the written version of it itself. I believe it was either based off of a book or made into a novelization of the show, but either way, it's definitely available. It's definitely something I recommend. But yeah, we did stuff like that. We did stuff like, what was it? Like, Paris is Burning. We did the Laramie Project. We jumped around to a number of different things. And even if some of them didn't quite land the same way, I feel like I still kind of learned at least something from all of them. But, yeah. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. If your organization ever does, like, fundraisers or anything like that, let me know. I can't promise I'll be able to, like, actually donate much, but at the very least, I can do stuff to help raise awareness or what have you. Right, I gotcha. Yeah, I promise, since it is definitely not my place to get on, like, a soapbox, I will not be commenting that much on those particular conditions in the health crisis they represent, at least not unless it actively comes up again. But I'm glad to hear you're having a good day. And I hope I can contribute a little to that. We'll see, I guess. Out of curiosity, though, because I don't know if we've talked about it before. Oh, by the way, I saw the picture that you sent. It was very nice. I liked it. Yes, Obsidia. Last I checked, she is currently one of my higher levels at what was it? Rank 3, I think? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a very good character, too. Like, Hellions, as long as you've got the health to support them, they are very strong. But yeah, I was going to say that I was wondering, because I couldn't remember if I have talked with you about it before, but What kind of things are you doing in D&D? Since you mentioned that as one of your hobbies. See how that looks. Yeah, that'll do. Let's see. Oh yeah, we've chatted a bit about it. Currently, I run a game on Tuesdays and play Rime of the Frost Mating on Thursdays. That's right, that's right. I remember now. You were saying that you were playing the Eladrin Blade Singer. Was that it? Oh, from the top, make it drop. That's some wet. Hold on, let me take a quick sip. I've decided to perform your messages, Emily. Also, welcome. Welcome on back. Make yourself at home. Sss, pussy. Now that just kind of sounded like I was imitating a cat, and then because I did such a bad job imitating it, I had to tell you what I was trying to do. Like, sss. That was the sound of a pussy when a cat's angry. It makes a sss noise. I can't remember. I feel like you must have dropped by at one time or another, Emily, for peculiar little role plays streams, but I can't remember what specifically. Okay, let's get there. Let's zoom in a little bit on this one. I dropped by before Skylar did the RPG. Right. Right. You are. Well, welcome back. Always nice to see you around. We were just talking a little bit about D&D characters, and before that, we were talking about Obsidia's day job and media that relate to it. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit again. Let's go in for the highlights. Okay. Alright, it's time to sing. I guess I gotta sing everything. I can't promise what I'll sing will sound good, but I promise I gotta sing anyway. Ooh, child, you know my singing will get better. Ooh, child, things are gonna be alright. Now I don't have the rights to perform that song, so I gotta go back to doing nothing. This music makes me feel so calm. It lowers my blood pressure, this equilibrium. I wonder if anyone has done a medical study to see the health benefits of lo-fi hip-hop. I wonder how you could even really test that without getting too objective. Gotta sing copyright free so they don't sue me. Bunny dropping the beats. Oh fuck, I dropped my beats. Aw shit, they're everywhere. Please be careful, don't step on my beats. I don't want them to get squished, 'cause if they get squished, my grandma will be upset. These were supposed to be in some beet soup. Oh, but now look at 'em, they're just this red paste on the sidewalk that we are walking on. I wonder how long I've got left in this routine. I think that was it. Hey, sad. Hey, little sad bunny. Glad to see you back. Alright. Yeah, that'll do for that. Let's see. Let's do a little more under here, maybe. No, not quite. Ooh. Okay. Alright. This one kind of makes me feel like I'm in a Ace Attorney game. I've never played an Ace Attorney game, but I imagine the soundtrack like this. This is when you're going to a new crime scene. You gotta talk to all the suspects, find out some new clues, because that guy, Gumshoe, you can't trust him to do what he gotta do. He's not a very good cop most of the time, but he has his moments. I can't rhyme with moments. Yeah, exactly. See, the song gets it. Yellow sus. Oh, what makes you say yellow is sus, Emily? Did you see anything? Were you watching maps? The sun? The sun. Yeah, the sun is kinda suspect, I guess. I'll give it a pass for now, at least, because it is kind of an important thingy. Yeah, I like this song's vocalist. They know what's going on. Do I know what's going on? Hell no. I am 100% clueless, baby. If I ever say that I know what's going on, I'm a liar. Or a dummy. Okay. No. Let's make it a little subtler. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, let's see what we got to do for skin next. I can do down here. Or I can do up here. Well, let's go down first. Legs are easier to shade. Hey, Heavy. I hope you slept better. I remember you said that you've been having some problems with sleep recently, so hopefully today you're doing a little better. Yeah? There we go. Also, welcome back. Ooh, that sounds awful, Heavy. I'm sorry to hear that. Will you at least be able to get to bed earlier tonight? I hope so. 'Cause I am worried about your sleep cycles. Okay, let's go in for the... I crashed before you could raid. Oh, okay, but will you be able to go to bed at a good hour tonight is the question. Because I am kind of concerned about that. I mean, obviously there's not much I can actually do about it other than to say, hey, you should probably make sure you sleep at a good time. That'd be healthy. Unknown. All right. Well, I hope that that ends up working out at least. Oh, I remember something that I want. Time do be tumbling forwards, though, Heavy. That is so true. I remembered something that I wanted to share with y'all. So, I don't know if or what kind of podcasts any of y'all are interested in, but if you enjoy podcasts that are actual play, you know, like people playing a role-playing game, I found a new one that I'm suggesting because it's been a very wild time. So it is called the Film Reroll podcast. What it basically is, I mean, if you've ever listened to an actual play podcast before, you know basically the details. This is people that are playing a role-playing game together and seeing what goes on there. What makes it different is rather than just fully original stories, what they do on the Film Reroll is they will take famous movies and they'll set it up so things start off at least in the same sort of way, but they'll all be playing the actual characters in the movie, and they have to rely on rolling in order to have the things that happen in the movie happen right, or to avoid things that happen in the movie, that sort of thing. So my introduction to this series was they did a they did a one of these movie reenactment RPGs of the movie Friday the 13th, the last Friday the 13th, the last chapter. But the GM lied about what the movie they were doing was what the movie they were doing was. So all of the players thought they were characters in like a goofy teenage sex comedy. So they were all doing that completely unaware for like the longest time that they were in a horror movie, and a slasher horror movie at that. And it was so good because like all of the things that we as fans of these movies can look at and say, oh, that's so absurd, that's so unrealistic, people would never do that, people would be smarter than that. They do all of that dumb horror movie stuff without even giving it a second thought. Like, they think they're only there to be carefree teenagers and, like, make bad life choices vis-a-vis having sex and stuff. Yeah, like, at one point, one of the characters even outright says, why do I have to care about this creepy guy who killed some people in a hospital? I'm here to fuck. And like, the DM managed to string them along like this for over I think it was technically closer to like 3 hours of content. And it is just an absolute delight to then see the moment when they finally realize just how wrong their thoughts were about this whole thing. But yeah, they've done a ton of those movies. They've done Star Wars movies like Indiana Jones. They've done John Wick, The Wizard of Oz, Labyrinth, all kinds of movies. Fun show, highly recommend. But does anyone have shows like that? Like those kind of actual play shows that they'd recommend? Because is there anyone who's like potentially interested in that kind of show but not sure where they should start? Because I mean, I got suggestions, and I'm always looking for new things to try too. Is that anyone's jam? Or jelly, or marmalade, or preserve, you know, any of those. Yeah, that will do. Alright, now... Oh, hey, Hem! I heard about this cool show called Peculiar Little Roleplays. You know, I haven't heard of that one before. I'll have to give it a shot, though. I mean, if you recommend it, it can't be that bad. Let's make a quick progress save now that I got... Oh, zoom back out. Now that I got the first couple bits of shading done. Alright, let's see. What am I gonna do next? Let's do horn and crown. Get those. Okay. Oh, that's right. Hem, I said that I was going to answer questions you had about some stuff that you overheard the other day. Is there anything in particular you wanted me to start with for that, or? What is a Taco Bell lesbian? Okay, okay. So I feel like the answer to this one won't be nearly as interesting as you might have hoped, but I can start there. Alright, so for background, the character I'm talking about is my character for the one of the few games that I am a player in instead of a DM. So that in mind, also this character is Rusalka. So if any of y'all were here for the streams the last couple of days, you might have heard me talking about my D&D character stuff. But so with that in mind, what if anything do you remember me talking about with anyone named Rusalka? Do you remember anything I mentioned about her the other day, or should I just start from the beginning? I heard nothing because I was watching while on a call. Understandable. Have a nice day. No, okay, so... So when I was building Hem... no, not Hem, god. So Hem... Oh, no, it's alright, because you forget. At least several of my brains are autistic, and they love to info dump about the things they enjoy. So, this is... so, when I first got into this campaign, there was no dedicated healer, and the DM had a reputation. I love my friend who DMs, but they have a well-earned reputation of being very lethal as a DM. They don't hold back at all. Like, in the very second session of this game, we had our first player death, so that's like a frame point for them. So I knew that we needed a dedicated healer, and since no one else at the time was interested in playing one, I figured, okay, I guess I'll do it. So... weren't we talking about movies last I blinked? Yes. We were talking about movies as well. My brother DMs like that, and it's super fun, but terror. Yeah. They are honestly a very good DM, but it isn't easy. So I wanted to try a new class that I hadn't done before. And I wanted to try just like a whole bunch of things I hadn't done before in a character. So I ended up going for Artificer, because, well, like I said, I haven't really done Artificer before. Most of the time, I usually fall back on some Charisma caster class, which, don't get me wrong, I enjoy, but it gets old after a while. So... I am set up in Artificer, I look at the setting details, what races are allowed, and I ultimately decide on being a sea elf. Now, the sea elf admittedly is kind of in quotation marks, but I'll get back to explaining why the hell that is in just a sec. So, starting off the story of Rusalka, she was born at some point in the past. She's not entirely sure. She also doesn't really know who her birth parents were. because yes, a sea elf. So kind of like a mer person, I guess, but an elf. So as a baby, she was found as the sole survivor of a attack that sunk a passenger boat, and she was found by a pirate ship a pirate ship, the Maupin, that just kind of did that thing where, I mean, there's like a bunch of more or less adult queer people that find a small child and is like, well, I guess we're all parents now. So she was raised by a entire pirate ship, although mainly by a undead dwarf who steered the ship. So, I mean, while she was a pirate, she learned all of the big, important things that pirates believe in. So, excellent universal health care, the importance of teamwork, the sanctity of gay partnerships, a government that, if not totally representative, is at the very least responsive to its constituents' concerns, and of course that ACAB, all city guard, ACGAB, all city guards are bastards. So, you know, all of the important things. I wanted to make a character who was genuinely a pirate, but who also, like, actually believed in all of the things that historical pirates valued. Because, I mean, pirates were pretty cool. They were pretty cool as societies. But yeah, so that's her background. So on board a ship, everyone has to be able to do a little bit of everything, and in her, that eventually meant that she became an artificer. So she learned the trade. She eventually spec'd into a slightly modded version of the artillerist subclass, because none of the other official artificer subclasses felt right for her. And eventually she left the ship to find her own way for a little while, where she joined in with the party. Now, well, Rusalka, first, to go back to what I said earlier. So when I say Rusalka is, in quotation marks, a sea elf, I mean that I, as a player, don't know. So if you're familiar with this particular facet of D&D lore, there are these things called Sahuagins. So Sahuagins are like your more traditional monstrous fish people that hate land dwellers and all that. And in D&D, Sahuagin are like genetically predisposed to despise the sea elves, and they always are in mortal combat and fighting and all of that nonsense. I mean, for the most part, sea elves don't look anything like Sahuagins, but on rare occasions, there is a mutant kind of Sahuagin that gets born. I believe it was called something like Malice or a Malphus, something like that. But basically, those rare mutant Sahuagin look almost identical to normal sea elves, save for the fact that they still have shark teeth like other Sahuagin, and they have gills on the side of their body instead of just pure mouth-based air or water breathing. Now, Rusalka was found in a cradle that had a sea elf name on it. She looked like a sea elf. She does, however, have shark teeth. And while they aren't really gills, she does have weird birthmarks that look like kind of slits along the sides of her body. And she does have a weirdly intense dislike for other sea elves that she's never totally been able to explain. But I wanted to make it very clear to the DM that I do not want to know if my character is actually a Sahuagin, or if they are in fact a sea elf. That's going to be something that, hopefully, with this GM, I will live long enough to see the true answer of that. So that is the basics for Rusalka, and thank you! I was very proud of it. Personally, I'm kind of hoping that she ends up being a Sahuagin, because that means I could modify her racial origin a little bit, and let me tell you, Sahuagin gets some pretty broken features. One of the best ones, though, is they get Bloodlust, which means once per turn, whenever they attack a creature that doesn't have max HP, they get to do a disgusting amount of extra damage to them. But yeah, so that is the basics of Rusalka. Now, as you might imagine, growing up on a ship where men are the minority, she has from a young age a very healthy appreciation of female identifying pirates as well as people in general. So this was kind of a challenge for me because while I am very good at flirting in character, I'm not, well, I mean, I'm asexual, so I can do like romantic flirting, but I'd never really played an allosexual character before, and to be honest, I thought they were always kind of a little weird. But I wanted to step out of my comfort zone in more ways than one with this character, so I decided, okay, this is going to be a allosexual lesbian that I'm going to be playing here. So, again, because I have no experience really with playing this kind of character type, I decided the best way to model this would be whenever we are in a moment of downtime and we have the chance to just gather our bearings, if there is anyone around who identifies as a female, Rusalka has to roll to see if she finds them attractive. And let me tell you, she's found pretty much every woman that she's encountered attractive. Unfortunately for her, to her dismay, like, some of the ones that she's found the most attractive are also elves, which, again, just a weird turnoff for her. She likes to chalk it up to being raised by, like, a more traditionalist dwarf. So, like, elves are like, what do elves know? And yes, she has no fucking idea how to speak Elvish. That's utter nonsense language to her. But yeah, so in the most recent session, we finally got enough time to just like sit down, relax after being imprisoned for a while. It's a long story, but there were cultists who ambushed us one night. We almost died a couple of times. In the morning, Rusalka had made a threat that she felt she needed to follow through on, and to her credit, Rusalka had never planned to actually kill their hostage. That was entirely most of the rest of the group's idea. I have not yet, Epitome. Also, welcome. Alright, so, have you seen the actual play YouTube series, Dimension 20? it's run by a lot of people who used to be a part of College Humor before that went under. I've seen a little. Okay, so, oh no. Hold on, I unplugged myself. Gotta plug back in. Go in. There we go. Alright, so, first off, another plug for anyone looking to try out a show that focuses on D&D. I highly, highly recommend Dimension 20. The DM, Brennan Lee Mulligan, is a phenomenal storyteller. He is an expert at weaving together drama with comedy and not having either feel out of place. Highly, highly recommend it. So, in one of the series, there was a minor character that ended up becoming this mimetic nightmare for one of the player characters. The character was a pirate, like a gnomish pirate who just had like this mess of different kinds of teeth, like all made of different materials. His beard was braided into like 6 different mustaches. His name was Chungle Down Bim, as in to chungle down, and Bim short for Bimothy. Chungle Down Bim, due to some plot details which I can't really explain because that requires a lot more than I really have the time or ability to cover, but Chungle Down Bim ends up betraying one of the player characters, a player character who they themselves are a pirate, or the son of the most famous pirate in the world. So when Chungle Down Bim said, "You're not a real pirate," that was devastating enough. But then he said something that boosted it into absolutely horrifying and hilarious. He said, just apropos of nothing, an improvised threat from Chungle Down Bim, which was, "I'm gonna shit in your mouth! I'm gonna make a toilet of your mouth, boy!" And that was so genuinely in and out of character terrifying for the player that it became a meme with the other players at the table. So much so that later on in that series, when they went into a place that literally manifests your worst nightmares into reality, Chungle Down Bim was one of the ones that showed up for him, jumping behind him from tree to tree like a monkey, chugging to-go cups of coffee, getting ready to shit in this guy's mouth. So, in an earlier fight, Rusalka, in a moment of inspired brutality, was fighting this creature that she threatened to shit in its mouth as well. Now, to be honest, and I will say this partially because Vinny, this is me like saying, if it hadn't been for the fact that that fight was when we had our first player death, I absolutely would have followed through on that threat. I just want you to know that, Vinny. I want you to know how narrowly you missed that. But after that threat, I felt like, I didn't want to get stale. I had to be a little more creative. So the next time, when she was threatening the person that had led the ambush, where, to be fair, Ira, you almost died. Ira is Vinny's character. So I feel like, as one of Ira's adoptive parents, that Rusalka is fully in her right, even more so, to have made the threats that she did. She threatened to piss in this woman's ear. And because we had captured her and decided I'd almost die and I didn't see God and now I'm questioning my life. Oh, that's awful. But because I hadn't been able to follow through on the first threat, I decided this has to be the one. So the next day, when we were interrogating her, I take out a jar of something warm and yellow, and I threaten her with a jar of Rusalka's piss. And let me tell you, it worked. It worked very well as a threat. Unfortunately, the threat was a little undermined because some of the other party decided it would be better to just kill this woman outright, which, so again, Rusalka comes from the world of pirates, and to pirates, healthcare is such a universally supported thing, and it's such compared to other forms of medicine at the time, pirate medicine was pretty good. You had a pretty good shot of surviving the procedures and being able to continue to function in pirate society. So, to her, as long as you don't kill someone, you're pretty much totally fine morally. So, sure, she tortured the woman, and sure, she did pour a jar of her own piss into this woman's ear, but she didn't kill her. She's not an animal. And that is absolutely a hill that Rusalka will die on. But anyway, carrying on from that, so it was from those people, the cultists that had ambushed us, that we were escaping. We get into the next big city, we're all relaxing, we're all just getting some time to get centered again after a truly awful experience, and I have to make the hot woman saving throw, and I fail. Now, to be fair, there's a lot of different women that I was thinking about going for. The barmaid was described in a very earnestly cute way. The bar matron, I mean, Rusalka definitely appreciates the older women, considering, in mortal, in, calendar years, she's, 76. But nope, it was another elf that, unfortunately for Rusalka, caught her eye, and she went over. Still, how bad is the save that you keep fucking it up? Well, I think the problem is part of it is self-imposed. I just genuinely feel like this is a character that is so deeply thirsty of a lesbian that I just gotta do it. And while I've never myself been an allosexual lesbian, I can only imagine that must be how it feels. So yeah, I wanted to be honest to the character. So still keep in mind, reeking of piss from the cage that we were kept in, Rusalka goes over and starts talking to this woman. She basically says, okay, look, I smell like piss right now. Hold on, let me get her character voice. Okay, so I smell like piss right now. And I realize that no one really wants to be approached by a total stranger to be propositioned at a bar. So, if you don't want this, here. And she tosses a gold piece on the table. Please just have a good night on me. I'm gonna go over to a bathhouse for an hour or so. If you're still around and interested when I get back, cool. Otherwise, have a good night. And I mean, she doesn't say no. So I go to the bathhouse, I get cleaned up. Rusalka comes on back, and lo and behold, the elf woman is still there. And not only is she still there, she's still interested. So I give her this sweet talking routine about how what attracted me to her was, something I've learned on a ship is that there's nothing more dangerous than a fire aboard a ship. But that doesn't stop you from being fascinated and staring longingly into it. And somehow, by using the metaphor of comparing her attractiveness and alluring aura to fire on board a wooden ship, that worked. I had totally forgotten what stats I did, but I forgot that I had put +2 charisma into Rusalka's build, so even though she had no social skills, she still had like some decent modifiers for her level here. But yeah, that somehow worked, and since we were traveling in opposite directions, rather than try to make something long-lasting, we opted to have a night of very enthusiastic, consenting activities. Enthusiastic enough that I had to make several Constitution saving throws. But yes, that is what Vinny was talking about the other day when they so crassly referred to my fish taco eating lesbian. Honestly, they have such a dirty mind. I don't know why I put up with it, but I do love them. So that was that character. Now, as I'm sure you're well aware, oftentimes when you have a group of players, there will come times when, like, most of your players, but not all of them, are going to be able to come to a session. And my DM decided, bless them, that rather than just have those weeks be total washes for any fun, that they would have a second game running, just like as a background thing. If we need it, it can happen. And that is going to be in the Rime of the Frost Maiden setting, or Icewind Dale. I don't remember what the actual book is called. I just know that that's it's that more recent-ish one that's kind of like Arctic horror themed, sort of. So we were making characters for that, and I honestly was kind of at a loss of what to play. I really didn't have any good ideas. And like, I was thinking of using my backup characters, which, let me tell you, my backup characters for their main game, you know what? I'll tell you about them after this, but so one of the fun things about this setting is that when you're making a new character, you have to roll a 1d17 to determine what secret background element your character has. Now, the one that I rolled when I first did this ended up being one that a few months before getting into the adventuring business, my character had a red slod egg implanted in their chest, and if they aren't able to find a way to cure it within 2 months, the slod would kill them, chest burster style, and then proceed to kill everyone else in the immediate vicinity. And the DM, in all of their generosity, was nice enough to say, how about no? How about just no? And let me re-roll. The second one I got, the one I ended up sticking with here, was called the Littlest Yeti. So the Littlest Yeti is basically you were raised by adoptive parents that were Yetis. So you know the Yeti language, you understand like the cultural mores of the Yeti. You obviously weren't able to learn how to like hunt or climb and had to rely on them for food and warmth, but still, you got all of the basic Yeti life skills and benefits when you're trying to socially interact with Yeti, that sort of thing. So I thought about that, and then I thought, okay, maybe I can work this into the character concept somehow. So I give it some more thought, and I decide I want to try doing another character type that I haven't done before. What about a druid? Druid seemed fun. It seemed like a good setting to have a druid in, so yeah, let's go with that. So I continue the prep work. I start rolling up... stretch. I start rolling up the stats. And let me tell you, these stats ended up being... really being something. Okay, so from highest to lowest, my stat total for this character ended up being 16, 16, 12, 12, 10, and 5. The lowest is a fucking 5 that I had to stick with. Now at this point, I had already decided what my character concept was. I figured, okay, so if this is a person who was raised by Yetis, that means something had to have endeared them to the Yetis. And I figured, okay, maybe they looked like a Yeti, kind of. So at first I was going to go Tabaxi, because then I'd get a climbing speed, and I could be like one of those big, floofy Norwegian cats. You know, like the Norwegian forest cats, those absolute hulks of fur and fluff and muscle. But then I realized that one of the other characters was going to be a Leonin, and I didn't really feel like chomping their style. So I thought about what other characters could be that kind of big, hairy, furry thingy, and I came on the idea of, what about a bugbear? They're sneaky like Yeti. They got the big arms, they got the body hair, they got the big build. So, Yeti. Now, that brings me back to the stats. So at this point in the character build, I'm a little lost, because the character concept that I was originally going to do was this was going to be a druid who... hold on, let me get some lights on in here. Here we go. So this was going to be a druid that was also going to be a melee combatant. And because I didn't really want to do a dex build, because like when you do charisma builds, you tend to end up doing dex builds too. So I decided, okay, no, I want to be a strength build. So now I'm kind of at a problem with these stats, because there are very few stats that I am willing to put this 5 in. Obviously, it can't be in strength, because I just said I wanted to be a melee fighter. It can't be intelligence, because I need to be able to make nature checks in this incredibly hostile environment. It can't be constitution, because that's like an actual death sentence, and like even me joking about doing that in retaliation gave them like a visceral allergic response to how bad of an idea that would be. For a moment, they almost suggested that I put it into wisdom. I was like, as a fucking druid? I should think not? So eventually the only stat that it made any lick of sense to try to put this thing in, ended up being charisma. So, okay, now I'm a bugbear with 16s in strength and wisdom, 12 in constitution and dexterity, a 10 in intelligence, and a 5 in charisma. How do I make this work? And that's when I thought back to the origin story. So if this is someone who grew up almost exclusively around Yeti, they probably don't have good social skills. And then I remembered, I absolutely have a type of character that I like playing. So that is when Anja was truly born. She is my adorable monster girl bugbear mistaken for Yeti, so she's now a Yeti bugbear monster girl. She is going to be cute, and she is going to be, let me tell you, chat, she is going to be a fucking absolutely adorable moe blob. She is going to be a blushing, stammering mess, and there's nothing anyone here can do to stop me. She is going to be walking into a social situation like, hello? Hi, I'm Anja. It's a very pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. Oh gosh, I'm just gonna stand over here. I'll be over here if you need me. Sorry, don't mind me. I'll be right over here. And that's gonna be her character voice, and that's gonna be her character, and there's nothing anyone can fucking do to stop me. If I'm gonna have to roll a 5 charisma character, then by God, I'm gonna make it a fucking adorable 5 charisma. So then we're starting at level 1, but our DM is pretty generous, so we get to start with a feat, and that's very good, honestly. And also, we got to start with, we at least got to start planning what kind of subclass we want to do. And at first, I was thinking of doing a moon druid, because I figured, okay, well, if I'm a moon druid, then I could turn into cool wintry animals like polar bears, or I could turn into like a albino giant ape eventually, and that would be like, oh look, this is like as close as she can get to being just like her adoptive family members in appearance. But I decided that it didn't really work out. I mean, it would have been great for a melee druid build, but I wanted to be able to provide some healing if I had to, too. Now, I was also considering a wildfire druid, because I figured, hey, you know what seems like a really good idea in a world that is stuck in permanent winter, where probably most of the major enemies are gonna be using ice magic? Bringing along a fucking fire druid. But that didn't really make sense either, because, like, she was raised by Yeti. Yeti are creatures that, while they aren't, like, afraid of fire, they are, like, naturally creatures of ice. They are more attuned to that kind of energy, so it wouldn't really make sense for her to be taught by her family how to be like a fire druid. That just didn't make sense. But then when I got to thinking about like the climate they are in, so from my knowledge, the whole area is supposed to be very evocative of like the real world Arctic area, the Arctic Circle countries. So I figured, okay, well, if it's the Arctic Circle, like, does that mean that there are like the same kind of meteorological and astronomical phenomena that go on, you know, like the Aurora Borealis? And the GM said, yeah, sure there are. So I decided, because I just really, really like the image of this. Like, imagine the people of the Yetis, and they're just gathered together in these mountaintop these mountaintop isolated communities, and they're above the cloud level. Everything is icy cold, but on a clear night they can walk out and they can just see this breathtaking view of the aurora borealis and the stars, just these beautiful sources of light and color in a world, in a part of the world that is so predominantly bleak and monotone. I figured that, like, I mean, anyone who would be in that kind of environment, you would kind of base your religion around the lights in the sky, right? Like, that's not that big of a stretch, I feel like. So I figured that, yeah, she is kind of not quite a cleric, obviously, because that's a whole nother class, but she's a religion-based druid. And I decided that the best way to do that would be the subclass that got added in not too long ago of the Circle of Stars druid. And Circle of Stars druid, I'm honestly really looking forward to. It's got some fun powers in there, some built-in spells that you get for free, like free use, not just added to your spell list free. You get a magic artifact, you get the ability to, like, embody powers of constellations instead of wild shape. I'm really looking forward to it, basically. That's all I wanted to say. But yeah, that is what I have so far for Anja. Now, before I go on, because trust me, I can go on about some of these other character ideas I got in the burner for the main campaign, I want to check in. Is there... I will now open the floor to any audience questions about the first two characters before I get into the two potential characters that might come into play, depending on... stretching for free. Depending on if Rusalka ends up kicking the bucket. But yeah, are there any questions about Rusalka or Anja from the audience? Will Anja be able to throw Manu? So, for literally everyone who is not Vinny, Manu, short for Manu Mit, is a Grung monk who is another one of the party members. Now, excuse me. Now, grungs are, of course, small creatures. Anya has a 16 strength mod to begin with. She also has the powerful build feature, so she can lift and carry things well above her weight class. So yes, I think it is safe to assume that she will be able to throw Manu. And yes, they are a poison skin, but here's a secret. You can wear gloves. You can wear gloves when you touch the frog. Yeah, honestly, just get a good pair of gloves. Get a good pair of gloves, forehead. That would be my recommendation, anyway. Yeah, or throw through, like, some sort of improvised sling, perhaps. That would also work. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yes, so are there any other questions from the audience about either Rusalka or Anya? Anyone else? Oh, well, keep in mind, Ellie can always throw some new requirement at you because, like, traditionally, from my experience, frogs hibernate in the winter because they sleepy boys. Frogs are just little sleepy boys, you know? They get too cold, they need to take a nap. Honest answer? Honest answer for what? If Ira was to get corrupted or broken beyond repair due to the harshness of the world, would Rusalka try to get him back to his self? That is a good question. I think so. Because, like, sure, pirate ships are often very bloody and brutal and sometimes bleak places, but they're still ultimately a form of community, too. And in a community, you have to watch out for the best interests of the other people on board. So, yeah, I mean, that would definitely be negatively affecting him, so I think she would. Yep. Unfortunately for her, she has adopted an idiot son. Well, not an idiot son, just a naive son. Making bows talk. Oh, yeah. For clarification for that one, Hem, when we were doing the character that ended up dying in the like second episode, basically, one of the things that they randomly rolled for when we started out was that, unlike everyone else's equipment, which was pretty shitty, they had like one magical artifact kind of bow, by which I mean it's made of a neat material, but is otherwise completely functionally normal compared to like an actual magical artifact. Yes, that is the same combat that I threatened to shit in something's mouth. So when they died, that bow was left behind, and, well, it didn't really make sense to just leave it, but Rusalka doesn't use bows. She's a gunner. She's got her own shit. Ira, however, does use bows. However, Ira was also emotionally devastated because he was upset with the guy who had died and hadn't had a chance to reconcile. So, what I did was, you're familiar with the Artificer class feature Magical Tinkering, right, Hem? Kind of like you can do a lot of little stuff. It's like a more limited version of prestidigitation, which kind of just makes it really not that good, but you still get it for free, so, like, why not? You know, that class feature. Also, sorry, I keep going in and out of voices today. That feels a little weird. I'm gonna need to practice, I guess. But yes, so one of the things that you can do is you can have something that triggered when touched delivers a message of up to 25 words, but what it doesn't say is that it has to be your voice. So what I did was I used magical tinkering on the bow, said that, yeah, this is something that he would want you to have, and then when Ira picks it up, I have it say in the dead character's voice, "It's okay, I forgive you." And then I just stare absolute death threat daggers into every other party member there to not fucking say a word about hearing it, so we could act like this was some secret message that only Ira could hear. But yeah, that's like the standard way that Rusalka shows kindness. I mean, I guess I could talk about Ira if you want me to. Uh, I he's not my character, so obviously I can't really talk about him nearly as much or as well, but yeah, I can still do that if that's what you want. Oh, I think that part's better left to you telling it then. I can't really do that as well as you. Alright. So basically he is a pallid elf, which is kind of like, what if dark elves actually made fucking sense? Because like, what kind of goddamn elf evolves to have pitch black skin if you're gonna be living underground? Like, there is no animal in the world that does it for. Like, even if whatever the fuck spider goddess reached down and personally smote every single drow that through genetic mutation was born with non-pitch black skin, that would still, life would still find a way. There would still be drow with the correct mutation of you would be absolutely pure albino if you evolved to live underground. So that's basically a pallid elf. This particular pallid elf is a optimistic, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed ranger who's like, he has like the Luke Skywalker school of basic adventurer training. He was really good at shooting prizes at the county fair back home, that sort of thing. So this character, his subclass is he is the Swarm Keeper, but instead of doing like bugs or sprites or anything like that, we decided that it would manifest as pigeons. So he keeps this constant flock of pigeons following him around that he can then summon to like attack different targets with bird seed coated arrows. It's a fun flavor for the gimmick, I'll say that much. But yeah, that's Ira. Okay, so as for the other characters, yes, he was adopted by halflings. That's actually where he gets the name from, Rosemarrow. Rosemarrow was, it's a reference to a halfling city in another series that I'm really fond of, but don't usually have the mental fortitude to actually sit through a full session of. That's a story for another time. Let's see, where do I want to go next with this? I guess let's do the legs. Yeah, let's do the legs. Alright, sure, I guess I'll work with that. Yep. And Rusalka had to do the, oh, don't get worried, killing people gets easier speech to him. Didn't really go very well, but also because Rusalka doesn't like doing people-person things, she also just, like, didn't really do that speech directly at all. So, I don't know. He'll probably figure it out eventually, but for now, there's no reason to rush it. Time to readjust a little bit. Also, yeah, like I don't remember if I actually finished saying it before, but just sorry if my voice sounds kind of weird. I feel like it's going a little in and out today. Oh, hold on a second, I gotta plug in too. I've been playing a goblin who ran from a fairly brutal group and now runs with the baby cleric, and I always feel bad when I have to show her horrible shit. Oh, that's so sweet. I am glad that your goblin is still soft. Or at least soft enough. Okay, I think I adjusted enough. Oh, no, don't fall over, camera. I think I adjusted enough to get back into things. Oof, gotta crack my neck though, jeez. Okay, so, come on. You're really gonna do this to me today, Mouse? On this, the day of my daughter's wedding? I'm glad they exist. Alright, now let's get back into things. Okay, so the other backup characters. So for this bit, actually, let me have y'all choose. Would you like to hear first about... would you like to first hear about the quote-unquote kobold cleric or the quote-unquote centaur wizard? And yes, so fucking sue me, I do have a theme, I guess, with my characters and being supposedly certain things. Centaur wizard. Okay, so, oh, well, see, now I got something here. I'll tell you what. I will pick whichever one of those, Nah, that doesn't make sense. I'll pick whichever one of those has... I can't think of a good, fun way to do it, so I'll just... Oh... Alright, just for that pun, just for that pun, I will do the wizard first. So, first off, I'll start with the mechanical side of things. So, this character, because I was not the one that rolled for their stats, this character has really strong stats. I'm talking like a 18 on the initial stat rolls, and like only one thing that was like just neutral, much less negative. It was a really, really good character roll, so I felt like I had to do something really, really fun with it, right? So at this point, I kind of don't really want to play the primary healer in the party if I die while currently playing the primary healer, because it's not really all that fun when if you die to just go back and have to do the same role again, you know? I don't mind being a support healer or a support character, but I don't necessarily want to just do that. So I decided I wanted to try one of these fancy new subclasses that came out in Tasha's Cauldron. So I looked at what was available, and I ultimately decided that, you know, I at that point hadn't really had any experience doing a melee character. This whole Blade Singer subclass looks really fun. Let's give that a shot. So, their backstory is that, also, the other thing is that, I mean, I could have done the smart thing of, like, building a character that is just intelligence and dexterity, because, like, technically that's the only stats you really need as Blade Singer. But I thought that was just really boring, and I am nothing if I'm not doing things not totally correctly. So, what I ultimately decided on was, I realized it would make a better choice if I did like a finesse weapon kind of dealy, but what if I just got really fucking strong instead? So that is how I decided this character was starting off with a full +5 in their strength modifier. This wizard is absolutely fucking ripped. Also, I really wanted to do a character that was only technically smart. So this is a character that, well, actually, no, they really aren't smart at all, but it's kind of like if someone who was going to adventuring school realized that, like, oh, you know, this class just really, really isn't working out for me. Maybe I should consider trying to pick something that's better suited to me. But I figured, because, like, the society that they came from values arcane magic as, like, the highest social strata, that it would make more sense if they were, like, just absolutely dead set on this. Like, no, if I am going to be a proper heir to my house, I have to be able to be an arcane wizard. And I wasn't born lucky enough to be a sorcerer, and I'm not about to ruin my house's reputation by being a warlock, so I have to be a wizard. I have to do this. And like someone who consistently flunks all of their tests, but just like an absolute through sheer force of will and determination forces their way into learning enough to become a wizard. Like they actively do not enjoy learning magic, but they have forced themselves to do it this hard, and like instead of intelligence, their intelligence stat is more like their willpower. They've just forced themselves to get this good. Which, to be fair, by the time that they'd be able to enter the game, potentially, they'll have at least a 18 intelligence score, which I mean, that's pretty good determination, I think. So, now going into the other thing, I wanted to play around a little bit with this character concept, and, Vinny? I'm not sure if I actually want you to hear what I'm about to say about this character. I don't know if I want you to know that secret. But I trust you. I trust you, so I'll let you in on it. Do what you will. I trust you either way. So, I wanted to play around with a certain trope, the trope of like a karmic transformation. So, at first I wanted to do like a straight up Frog Prince kind of deal, like they were a human but got turned into a grung, but it didn't really fit right for the rest of the stuff. But then I kept thinking about it and I got an idea. So this character, they were the scion of a noble household. They were like doing everything that they were supposed to become a proper heir. They were making alliances. They were building a reputation. They were also building enemies, though. And one of those enemies decided to just take this heir out of the picture altogether by hiring someone or something to transform them into something that wouldn't really be able to carry out the duties or do so respectfully. So, no, shrink that toolbar back. So, one day, while this character was going out riding, they were going out to go hunt on horseback. They were caught by a curse that it took the horse and it took the human, and it just kind of smushed them together with a little bit of existential magic glue. And so, instead of a noble scion and their trusty steed, they became a nameless centaur that had no claim to their family birthright. Nope, go away, cell phone call, I can't talk right now. They became a nobody, which I mean, already this is a society where there's a decent amount of humanoid supremacy going on, and centaur is stereotypically this very boorish, uncultured people, so like this is a huge ego blow. Their whole character motivation is basically going to be trying to find a way to turn back, but I've already decided out of character that there's not gonna fucking be a way back. And if you're wondering, yes, most of the characters that I play do form into some kind of trans allegory, because I'm just that extra bitch, you know? So yeah, that is a character I'm looking forwards to trying to play because they're an idiot who's trying to maintain a secret identity and maintain a stiff upper lip, who is completely out of their element, but is also just very strong. Well, thank you. I'm glad you think so too. I think it's going to be an interesting character. Hey, you're just in time, Epitome. I just finished. But yeah, so that is the Centaur I'm planning on playing. And I mean, honestly, mechanically, that's also just going to be a very fun character build to work with because, like, Centaurs, I've got fucking 40-foot move speed. I've got a full 20 strength. I'm going to be just leaping around, playing at being like this skilled, noble, professional fencer, but then just like using a rapier to just punch holes through steel with my full 20 score for strength. I'm really looking forward to doing that one. Yeah, so that's one of my backup characters. Then the other, so that's the quote-unquote centaur, and the other is the quote-unquote kobold. So the centaur is, or it would be different for me because all of these they're supposed to be like a challenge for me roleplay wise to be a character type that I'm not usually. For the centaur, it is being a very haughty type of character, a very noble, very stiff upper lip character, which I haven't really done before. The kobold is going to be very different. The kobold would be my attempt at playing a like genuinely very troubled, very emotionally compromised sort of character. So I'm not sure where to start with this one because like the backstory and what that means in practice are two wildly different things. All right, well, I'll start with the mechanics again. So I was thinking some more after making the Centaur Wizard, and I thought, well, I'd really like if I could have some backup. If everyone keeps on dying, we could have at least some form of being able to heal reliably. All right, my other character, I've never done a cleric before. Let's make it a cleric. So, again, same deal. I was looking through what new subclasses the Tasha's Cauldron of Everything added, and for a while I was really considering doing like a peace domain cleric. I wanted to try to, and one of the characters I might still go back to is a orcish theologian who argues that the Orthodox orc religion is actually a complete misrepresentation of their true faith and is just like basically doing a smear campaign against Orcus to reform his religion into something counter to his whole existence. But that's not this character. This character ended up being I really caught my eye on the Twilight domain, all about nighttime, darkness, sleepy stuff, that sort of deal. It seemed fun, so I decided to work with that. Now, from the beginning, I knew what the character backstory was going to be, so it was more like working backwards from there to figure out what race they were going to be. Now, I say they are kobold because that is, in fact, what they started off life as. It's not, however, what they currently are by the time they'd be in the game. So, there we go. So, this character concept, I know epitome isn't really to the extent that I'd be able to make this reference, but Hem, you watched the She-Ra reboot, right? Okay, so what I wanted to do with this character concept is basically I wanted to try my hand at telling a story arc like oh, what was that character called? Um uh I wanted to do a character arc like that one clone that the heroes accidentally abduct and kind of you see like their whole character arc is going from being this very fanatically loyal clone to being this independently thinking individual. I really wanted to do a story. Yes, wrong Hordak. I really wanted to do a story arc like wrong Hordak. I wanted to very seriously examine what kind of impact it would have on someone to be raised in a intensely toxic cult of personality and to then be forcibly separated from it and to then try and rebuild a sense of self outside of it. So what I came upon was kobolds. So kobolds in canon are they're super problematic, but I'm going with the idea that because of their shared magical and genetic connection to dragons, they are especially susceptible to draconic influence on their psyches. They are just predisposed to be very easily emotionally swayed by dragons, which is why you see so many of them forming cults around their dragons. So this cleric, they started off life as a kobold in the very, very loyal service of a shadow dragon. So a dragon that had gone to the shadow plane and had come back as this darkly empowered entity. Similar to wrong court, yeah, fixing kobold lore is queer culture, exactly. So similar to the wrong Hordak setup, they started off life as like part of this connected, shared telepathic consciousness, which, as it turns out, is just actually a thing that. Oh no, it's actually kind of just a thing in Shadow Dragon lore that they just have actual psychic powers. So I figured, hey, that's great. They were part of this shared hive mind of kobolds linked to the dragon. So, like, all of their sense of belonging, their sense of self, their sense of protection, basically everything good in their life had come somehow from the dragon. The kobolds before the dragon showed up were this rejected, disgraced race of people that were constantly being oppressed and driven out from one home or the other until they came in under the protection of the shadow dragon, who gave them a place, who gave them a belonging, who gave them a purpose. And they were totally happy to continue in this. But one day they ran afoul somehow. I'm not totally sure yet, but they ran afoul of the goddess of the moon, who cursed them. They were cursed with the severing of their shared mental bond with the rest of their clan and with the dragon that they served. They were isolated from that guiding force in their life, and they were cast out. In their mind, they are absolutely this genuinely just a terrible monster. They are a form that is too hideous to behold, so they cover up constantly whenever they're able to. Now, what the group would discover before too long is, the aesthetic ideals of kobold culture and humanoid culture, it actually varies quite a lot. So what I was thinking is, while they started off life as a kobold, I thought it would be interesting if the way that they were being changed by this transformative curse was that they were very gradually becoming like a stereotypically moe cute humanoid type of race. No. They wish that they were still lizard, but they don't get that. No, they are increasingly, distressingly becoming humanoid, and that is not something they're very happy about. But although the end result is probably going to be to a lot of audience more like visually appealing than the starting point, I absolutely want to play this this slow transformative process as unironically body horror as I can get away with. Talking about how their strong gray scales are crumbling away, sloughing off in heaps of leathery hide to reveal this disgusting, pale, pinkish, soft flesh underneath. How they have this disgusting mess of these weird fibers growing out of their head, peeling apart the layers of scales that remain up there. I want it to be portrayed not at all like comedic or anything like that. I want this to be understandable, to be a genuinely traumatic experience for them, because that's what it's supposed to be. Do I hope that the character would eventually find some level of acceptance of the form? Yeah. Do I think that will take a while? Yeah. Am I using that as a metaphor to help further the storyline about deprogramming, finding and rebuilding a sense of self? Yeah. And am I using that as another trans allegory? I mean, fucking duh. But yeah, I think probably the way I'm going to end up emulating that kind of transformative midpoint is going to be by making them something probably something like a modified or a reflavored tiefling, probably. At first I really wanted to make them a winged tiefling, but we now have a winged tiefling in the party, and so if they die, maybe. But the other problem is that one of the class features of Twilight Cleric explicitly gives you the power of flight, so it's oh, well, I mean, if I'm going to get that at level 6, even if it's more limited than just having wings, do I really want to waste it on that? So I'm still kind of iffy on what specific type of tiefling I would model them off of. But yeah, that's the gist. And those are my backup characters. I will now accept any questions from the audience about my backup characters. I want to hug the cleric. Okay, you will have to fight them to do that. Oh, also the cleric is also a melee combatant because you know, that old saying, aren't you just tired of being nice? Don't you want to just go fucking ape shit? Is absolutely true. I've played so many nice characters. I do want to play an apeshit one. And I do want to go in and smash things. Alright, you may try. You may try. Will you succeed? Who can say? Oh, thank you. No, Rusalka definitely has more of like a moral compass and like a general level of nicety above these characters, I would definitely say. All right. Have fun DMing him, and I hope to hear about whatever nonsense your party gets into, like tomorrow or whenever we see again. But yeah, have a good one. Bye. Mwah. Well, that's all I would ever ask of you, Hem. Alright, well, do you have any questions for me, I guess, Epitome? I think between you and him, that was basically everyone who's feeling talkative in chat today. Which again, if that's something that you're listening and think, oh, I'm in chat, please don't worry about it. If you feel like talking, that's great. I love talking to people. If you don't, that's fine. I just want you to be able to relax and feel comfortable in here, whatever that means you need to do. I have a little post-nasal drip today. Oh, that stinks. Have you done anything to try and alleviate it? Or is there even anything that you can do to alleviate it at this point? I always hate congestion. It's so miserable. Might try some steam later. Yeah. Steam definitely helps in the short run, at least. Okay. There's also like a weird gradient here, if I recall. Let's check in on that again. Yeah, it's brighter at the edges. And darker near the interior, so let's try and get that right too. Let's just try to do that before shading it in. I think that'll be easier. Oh, no, I didn't want to open a new one. Close that. Close that. Bad computer. Close that window, please. I want to go back to my other window. Alright, well. Just waiting for the computer to respond now, I guess. Oh. Okay, let's open it up again. Okay, that's definitely not what I wanted. Let's try it like this. Alright, let's try to get rid of this. Let's add some more. Okay, there we go, that works. All right. So this is gonna be red, more towards the middle, right? Yeah, oh no, red more towards the edge. Alright, gonna go steam. Alright, take care, Epitome. Mwah. Such a slow, quiet day. Well, outside of all the conversation we just had. It's alright, though. I'll keep going for now and see where things end up closer to the end of the stream. Because I still got a lot. Of course you get a kiss. Why wouldn't I give you one? Silly. That's too heavy in opacity, I think. Let's lower it down. Let's try again. Well, I'm glad you still appreciate that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's looking good. Still feel like this needs a little more shading. Let's try and fix that up some. Hey, this song sounds familiar. Yeah, I think that's looking okay. What do you think, chat? I think it looks good. Zoom out again. Okay. Let's do this other boot. Boo-doo, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Oh, no, not that button. Ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-da-da-da-doo, ba-doo, ba-da-da-da. Ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-bum. Alright. Yeah. Ooh. We get into smooth listening hours, chat. Will you smoothly listen with me? Come on now. Let's groove. Let's groove, chat. Come groove with me. God, I feel so old saying things like that. But that's kind of what my parents were like growing up, so I guess that's where I learned it from. I learned it from watching you, Dad! Well, I can't really say that. It's more like of their time. Definitely wasn't... Oh no, this is kind of actually what my dad would have listened to. Yeah, I guess that works still. Trapped in Memories. What a sad title. I really can't afford to be too untidy with this because I can't go smear over the lines like I would normally because the lines got the pattern on them. If I do that, then the pattern's gonna get all smushed. I can't have that. Okay, let's see how that looks. No. Let's try that again. Once more now with feeling. Once more. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that'll do. Now let's do the books inside. Okay, you were loading still. Oh wait, I still got the opacity way down. Yeah, oh, not that much. Yeah, there we go. Get that nice book page browning. No, that's a little much, actually. Okay. Not quite. No, a little closer. Let's try. There we go. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. There we go. Okay, that's why I still need to do the hair too. I should do that before I forget. Excuse me. Excuse me. No. And this color too. Okay, that'll do. All right, now let's go over to highlights. Let's adjust the camera a little bit. Hello. All right, so let's start with the dark parts. Oh, that's gonna be too dark though. Let's bump the opacity way down. Yeah. Let's also make it a little cloudier of a cloudier of a brush. There we go. I hope one day I can figure out how to make it so you can actually like see what kind of other windows I got going on in this when I'm doing all this. Because I'm sure that made so much sense. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Come on, bring me back over. No. There we go. Yeah. Now let's zoom in. And more in. Let's go way down in size. And get this little bit. Wonder if anyone actually likes hearing me just wordlessly sing along. I wonder. I'll have to try and ask someone next time I see him. At least Bridgey is coming along pretty nicely. Definitely gonna be able to finish this today. Which feels great. Especially after the last few ones took so much longer than expected. Definitely a big confidence booster, this one will be. There we go. That'll do. Alright, let's zoom out a little bit to see. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's zoom back in again and let's start doing the highlights. Okay. Going along nicely. Or I think so, at least, but fortunately, no one in chat will tell me otherwise, so that must mean I'm a freaking genius. Okay. No, not quite. Yeah. Let's smudge it up a little bit, but I think we're pretty much done with the shading. I know I have plenty of time. I have so much time left. Oh, that feels wrong. Feels like I should still have like 8 hours worth of work to do somehow. Well, let's add a little more highlight. A little heavier, that's gonna have to be. I wonder if it's sad that I get a little sad every time I look over in chat and see that the latest message is just another pretzel rocks. Alright.
I'll tell you the truth.
You tell me the truth? Oh boy, I can't wait. The truth sounds a lot like music. Okay, let's do down here this shading now. Okay, I need this color, and 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 this color. Alright, let's get to work.
Very much alike.
Oh, wrong one. Okay, so that should be burn, and that should be shadows.
Remember all the happy times we had?
I do remember all the happy times we had, Mr. Lo-Fi. Feels like only we're very much alike? I don't know. I mean, you're just a song, and I'm just a jackalope. Alright. Yeah. Wait, you didn't tell me the truth yet? I thought this was the truth. You're being very cryptic now, Mr. Lo-Fi. I'd appreciate if you'd be more straightforward with me, sir. This does sound kind of a little bit like it belongs in an anime movie OSP. Not OSP, OT. No, OST, there we go. I liked that one, though. After the Rain by Approaching Nirvana. Huh, I'll have to keep that in... Who am I kidding? I'm not going to be able to keep that in mind. But maybe someone will watch this and remind me. That'd be nice. Right. Ooh. Ooh, what's this one? It sounds all techno-y. Sewer Ghosts. Ooh, I do like the name. I guess it does kind of sound like a sewer ghost. Or like a sewer level in a ghost video game. Whatever that would be. Ghostbusters, maybe? Luigi's Mansion? Nah, not Luigi's Mansion. Although I guess that's a better ghost game than Ghostbusters. Okay, let's keep it going. Yeah. Oh, this could use some more smudging. Okay, now let's see how that looks. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Let's do the shading on the couch, the chair seat, and the wood of the chair. Sometimes in the morning I'm bad. Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they'd just fall off. But I still wake up, I still see your ghost. Oh Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. Oh, what do I stand for? What do I stand for most nights? I don't know anymore. Oh, I don't know why I started singing Fun there. But it was kind of fun, I guess. Almost done. With an hour to spare, jeez. I don't know what I'll do with that. Maybe I'll just end the stream early. Maybe. I don't really wanna, but... I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Still got a little bit of this left. Okay, now let's just do the chair. Almost done. Ooh, this one sounds very cyberpunky. I like it. I'll buy what it's selling. Cubic movement. Okay. Oh, no, don't. Bring me back to my window, please. Okay. Now let's get... Oh, no, no, don't open another window, computer. Oh, computer. What am I gonna do with you? Oh well. Just gotta wait it out. Cancel that. Save that. Okay. Now this is a big one. Let's boost up the brush size. And let's start going. Nice, liberally long brush strokes. Not quite that. Nope, don't scroll the page, computer, just give me that brush control. You know, I'm actually very grateful to my computer that it decided to let me use the mouse normally today. I remember the last time I did this on Monday, it was all super upset with me. Not that. Alright, let's start smudging. Yeah. Oh. Boo, 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 boo. Someday. Someday. Nothing to do but keep trying. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Eh? Oh. Which layer was it? Yeah, it is the color layer. So why then can't I erase it? That's troubling. Wait, why is it this brush too? Give me that brush. What the heck?
Television advertisements. I think "Eat Fresh" is a great slogan. They managed to convince an entire continent, if not the globe, that
Wait a
eating
second.
foot of bread was somehow good for you.
Was that Northern Lion? Okay, this is weird. Oh, is it that simple? It was. Oh, dumb bunny brains. Okay. And neaten up these lines a little bit. Oh, not quite. Okay, well, maybe I won't have that much time at the end of this. Definitely more than I was expecting, though. So that's not nothing. Up the edges on the big ol' arrow. Yep, that's gonna do it for that one. Now let's... Thank you, refs. You've done your work admirably. But that is where we will part ways. Okay. Guess let's start. Oh, that's right. I don't have that plugged in right now, that's why it's not reacting. Nope, not like that. Okay. There we go. Got a little less of that. Then image. Crop to selection. Much better. So I'm gonna do same as before, one version that is just plain with without any of the added effects. And then one version that is gonna be with the funny effects. I wonder what I should have for dinner tonight. I don't really have any good ideas. And I don't know if we have any leftovers. Alright. Now then, let's get a little silly. Okay. Boom, boom, pa, boom, pa, boom, boom, pa, boom, pa, boom, boom, pa. Oh wait, I should hide that too for now. Oh, no, too close, back up. Ah! Give me like that much? Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so first up, gotta do the blur. That goes to filters, blur, and this is gonna be linear motion. There it is. Alright, so the angle is gonna be something like that. Oh no, that's too much. Still too much. Although that is also pretty funny. Too fast! Closer. Yeah, I think that works. Actually, I think I can do a little better. Let's take another look at that filter. Okay, so let's make the angle like that. Okay, that's too much. I need to see the eyes for it to be funny. Let's try that. looks pretty good. Okay, now X out of that. Control all. Yes, I would like to make sure I select everything. Let's add another filter. So if I recall right, it's kind of like a sepia tone over the meme. See if I can get a sepia in one of these tabs. Would it be in render maybe? No, decor? Maybe. No. I'm sure this must look absolutely fascinating since you can't see the menus I'm searching through. I guess I could just do it as like a filter over the whole thing. Don't know how good that would look, but I can try. I mean, I can always undo it if I don't like it, so... I guess let's try old photo first. I'm pretty sure this won't look like how I want it to look like, but, oh, wait, I can actually do sepia in here, so that might be what I'm looking for. Okay, let's add no border. Defocus? Okay, yeah, let's give this a shot. See how this looks. I wonder if I'm just not picking a good time for these streams. I guess I could always try. Like different... Ew. I don't think I like how sepia looks. That's kinda gross. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just try a color filter instead. Let's see how that looks. Also, let me put on performance mode again, just to make extra sure my computer doesn't feel like crashing on me. Okay, this is gonna be Bridgey Goofy Doodle. Okay. Alright, so let's try this. I guess I'll add another transparent layer. Okay, so the color, if I recall right for this meme... actually, let me just open up a tab and check that again. Nope, just give me the tab. Continued JoJo meme. Yeah, maybe I'll just end up calling it after I finish Bridgey. Okay, yeah, so it kind of looks like it's this mostly yellowish, a little bit brown filter. It's not too heavy on the opacity. Let's see. Yeah, so like, okay, there's a little bit of a reddish tint too, it looks like. I can work with that. How is it always coming in from that specific part of the screen? So that could be a little annoying to try and work with. I can probably make it work still. Again, this must be so fascinating to watch me pick colors in a window that you can't see in chat. I wonder who's even in chat right now. Oh, we got a bunch of people lurking, it looks like. That's fine. I like lurkers too. Also, don't think I didn't notice that you were lurking in chat too, Bridgey. How'd your collab go this afternoon? Oh, I'm sure I'll talk to you about it later, if not now. Okay, so let's turn down the opacity way down. Let's try 40% maybe to start. That's gonna be too dark, I bet. Oh, also it's not covering up correctly. Yeah, this is supposed to be over everything. Oh, come on. I appreciate the smart select sometimes, but this isn't one of those times. Okay, so clearly I guess I gotta hide the color and then completely finish up the background. Embiggen brush. Make my brush grow. Okay. Ah, shit, that was the filter layer. Of course it was. No, I want the backgrounds layer, thank you. Okay, there we go. Also, you gonna play the next song there, computer? Yeah, gonna play me another song? Please, Mr. Computer? Mr. Computer? Please? I know you can do it. I believe in you. Mr. Computer? There we go. Thank you, computer. You're not always bad. Okay, let's give this a shot. Okay, that kind of works, actually. We might be able to work with that. Okay, so let's add a little bit of a darker color to bring out some of the brown. Okay, and let's make this even lighter. Let's do a 20%. Okay, let's see how that looks. Actually, I can probably work with this, I think. Let's try making... I don't really want to do the sepia again, that was kind of a pain. Okay, let's make the layer itself lighter opacity. Okay, let's see how far do I want to go with bringing the opacity down? Yeah, that's a little too much. There we go. Yeah, that works. Be a little lighter. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, switch this back over. Oh, it is on shadow already. Good. I'll raise up the opacity again. Too much opacity. Lower it back down again. Okay, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Oh, no, no, don't want to open up windows. Zoom back out, too far out, zoom back in. A little too far in, zoom back out. Okay, add on the filter, add on the pasted layer. There we go, now it's coming together. Yeah, now I like this. I like this. Okay, let's move... No, actually, let's leave this where it is. Yeah, I think I like this. Okay. Okay. Let's export it to... and it will eventually export. Any day. Alright. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think we're all done here. I'll hide those extra meme layers just in case Bridgey actually is watching. I can never be too sure when people snoop around in here, but just in case, I'll cover my tracks there. Let's see... I've got half an hour left. I guess I might try and start something new. Let's see what we got. I remember that I had set up in one of these servers or another, like an alert to say when... not an alert, but like, something that was a wait list. Yeah. Well, that's nothing like an alert. I don't know what I was thinking of. Let's see if I can find that. Oh, looks like Nia's on. Alright, let's see. Was it in general of this chat, maybe? I might as well at least see what who the next person on my list is. Let's see. No. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, from me? Are you not gonna let me do that? Alright, fine. Oh, I know that's not true. A little jerk computer trying to play tricks on me now? Not cool. Alright, well it seems like my computer is incapable of searching for the waitlist that I made right now, so... yeah, I guess I'll just call it here for the stream. Thank you very much to everyone that stopped by. I had a really chill time today. It was a very nice time, though. I guess I'll try and find someone I can throw us over to for a raid at least. Both of the drawings also will be posted later tonight, so you can look forward to that on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, my link's right down there in the socials panel, so yeah, get on that. Alright, let's see, who else is on right now that could use a little raid lovin'? Alright, Twitch. What you got for me? Boo 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 boo. Do 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 do. I can't believe that I am doing these now. And, you know, sometimes I forget that I'm technically now trying to make a career out of drawing dumb memes of friends. And that it's something that sometimes people actually want to watch. That still feels weird to me. Alright, well, doesn't look like it wants to cooperate with me and give me something that I'd like, so I guess let's just try and find someone maybe in the LGBTubers network. Maybe someone in there is working right now. Twitch, I would love if you could show me my Twitch page. That'd be like super useful right now. Okay, well, I guess for now at least. Come on. For now, let's put the BGM back on so I can close out. Oh, come on. So I can close out of the radio station. Save my computer whatever massive amount of bandwidth that apparently takes it. Okay. If I can't find anyone who's on right now that could use some help, I'll just throw it over to whoever I can find. I think it's been a little while since I've rated her, so let me throw it over to Bree at Cookiebox. Again though, thank you all who have come by on today's stream. I enjoyed myself. Hope you did too. And have a good rest of your day. Mwah. Alright, now let's set up this raid. Without active people. Alright, well, we got so few people, I think I'll just go without a raid. Thanks again though for coming by, and I hope you do enjoy yourselves. Take care. Next stream is going to be the Saturday night stream, so Saturday 8 p.m. EST. Until then, oh, well, I guess there might also be something tomorrow, but I don't know. We'll see.